You are listening to Finessing the Essay, a podcast where New Design High School students share their stories about crafting their personal essays for their college applications.
All right, welcome to the next episode of Finessing the Essay. I am your host, Farvion, and I've got a wonderful crew of guests. I'd like them to introduce themselves. Can start over here. Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Aaron. Oh,
Hi, my name is Mari.
Hi, my name is Jersey.
Jersey, you said?
Yeah, Jersey.
Excellent. Well, thank you guys for joining us, and can't wait to hear more about your experience working on this college essay. And let's just jump right in. Tell us a little bit about the process. How did you brainstorm for this assignment? Anyone want to tell me what the process is like? Yeah.
I just think of like special moments throughout like my life all the way to like this point in high school, and I try to find a moment that marked a very meaningful mark in how I am as a person and my values and my morals. So I try to incorporate that into an essay or try to get memories with something along those
Okay.
lines.
Is the same for you all?
The way I chose my topic was I just did like the brainstorming. Google Doc is like it asks you what makes up your identity.
Oh, okay. So you started with the story. You started with the identity.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Did you have other topics besides the one you wrote about that you were interesting for you, that you might have written about, that you were considering?
I was thinking about my identity and how I am as a first generation going
Okay.
into college, and like how it's been for my family. I guess like that type
Yeah.
of stuff. So like my identity and stuff.
Yeah.
As well.
I had a couple of topics for the essay, but I kind of took inspiration from the college examples, like how the one student had the little issue with her own like stomach and body.
Okay.
I kind of like took that as an example to use my problem like with
Yeah.
asthma, and like I
Yeah.
just used it to like incorporate it as my own to like show
Interesting. So you took inspiration from another story you read and you applied it to your own life.
how
Oh, that's great. Awesome. Anyone remember their favorite part of their essay? Anything come up to mind? Like you think about your essay, it's like, oh, I really like this section or these lines.
Well, my essay was about my name, and at the end, I started off saying about how like the state of New Jersey has followed me all my life because my name is Jersey, and then at the end, I added the fact with a couple months ago, I found out that New Jersey was came to be on my birthday, so it was like really like crazy to find that out because it was established December 18th, and that's also my birthday, and I found that out a couple months ago.
Whoa.
And I ended it with saying that like it'll always follow me around as like it was like kind of meant to be, I guess.
Or wait, have you ever lived in Jersey?
No, I've never lived in New Jersey.
Are you looking at schools in New Jersey?
I don't know. We'll see, I
All
guess.
right, all right. No, that's great. It's very interesting detail. You guys want to add anything about your stories? Do you have a favorite part in your story?
I do. I also forgot to mention that even though I like came up with the topic about asthma, I didn't really follow through, and I changed it last moment. So I changed it into about like art and stuff.
Whoa, what happened?
Well, I was gonna do asthma, but then like it was like kind of hard to like speak about it, like how I interpreted it.
Okay.
Because even though I would have said, oh, how I changed from it, but even though if I would have said that, asthma still like lingers on to me. And
I
like,
guess
still
I have a
problem.
follow-up question. Were you worried about changing your topic last second?
Not really,
Okay.
because I already thought of like multiple things, and I already had.
So
like,
you had
what to
other
do.
choices. So what advice would you give to someone who finds themselves in a similar situation? Should they change the topic? How do you think changing the topic benefited you?
I think it benefited me by helping me like branch out. Because if I only were to stay to one topic and stick to it, and then like I wouldn't have anything to like write about it or like explain about it. I
So
think
you had
it
more information for the second topic you wrote.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Is there anything you all wish you knew going into this process? Like before you started, is there anything you could go back in time wish you kind of knew about?
I would say that a college essay takes months to perfect. So, but I like that we started it now because I feel like I definitely want to use the idea. But I just want to perfect it and make my essay better.
So being aware that it's going to take a while for you to do it.
Yeah.
So the sooner you can start, kind of the better. Okay. Anything?
I would say find like special things about you that you can go into depth with, because if you bring in a topic that you're just going to stop midway because you don't know how to go forward with it, I feel like you should find topics or stuff about you that you can go into depth and like explain with like very thorough and stuff.
So some topics that you have a lot of details for. I would imagine even topics that excite you, right? Because if you get bored of your story, then it's going to be hard for you to finish it, right? So you want to choose topics that excite you and that you have a lot of details for. Awesome. Okay. Next set of questions. Your stories all have kind of like talk about growth, how you changed as a person. Can you kind of really quickly tell me what you learned about yourself through the writing of the essay? Like, what did you learn about yourself? And why does this lesson ultimately make you a good candidate for college?
I wrote about how music and family can go into one's heritage and like culture, and how that's important on like finding your own identity and your own place in the world. I really like the idea because there's like people out there that don't really know, like that doesn't really realize their place in the world. So I feel like what I wrote was like, you need to find the significance even in the smallest moments you spend with family. And I connected my heritage with culture and music because throughout like ancestry, that's like a main topic. I feel like that's important because some students in like in some of their college essays, they don't really like write about that. Like sometimes they just write on random topics or topics they like intrigue them. But I feel like it's important for colleges to know how a student thinks and views the world and like their place in the world.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I agree. I think you chose a good topic on that end. Had you thought about this before you wrote the essay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's something that means a lot to you. I also imagine colleges want to hear students passionate about what they write about, right? Okay. Anyone else?
I would say, wait, what was the question?
Like, what did you learn about yourself through this process?
Oh,
Like, what's the lesson you learned? How did you grow in this story?
So like Mari, my essay was about how like through art you can see how you changed, and what I've learned from my essay is that how I appreciate change and improvement, because sometimes when other people change, they rather forget about their past and like would abandon it and wouldn't like think about it. And mine's I explained how I appreciate change throughout my whole life, even if it's just like the smallest things.
Okay.
Like in art, like how I changed my art style or changed how I like drew stuff or like how I painted. I like show more how like I embrace change.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Because change is going to happen to you no matter what, right? So you're either in control of that change, right, and you have some say, or you're a victim of it, right? But you don't spend time being a victim of it, right? You take control, and it's like, I'm going to make this change to make it better. Awesome. What'd you learn about yourself, Jersey?
Well, physically, like, through, not like I learned anything while I was writing it, but like in my story, what I learned was just to appreciate and love my name, because when I was younger, like, I didn't really like it just because it was just like too like different, and I always felt like, because people would always pronounce it wrong, and it would always get spelt wrong. But like throughout the years, I realized that like my name is special, and like I feel like a lot of people have told me that it like fits me, so I feel like it's like it adds to my character.
Oh, that's great. I love it. I love it. All right. Well, we're coming to the tail end of this podcast. Only have a few more questions left. And it's not so much about your essay anymore, but about the future. I want you to think about the future. Let's say, and I know these essays are going to be hugely successful. You're going to get into the colleges you want. Why don't we start there? Does anyone here have a dream school that they're already considering they would like to go to?
Well, I really want to go to Columbia, but I've said, like, if I don't get in there, then I have Stony Brook as a SUNY school that I don't mind getting into.
Why Columbia?
Because if I go through Columbia, it will probably make it easier to go to their medical school, because I want to be an anesthesiologist, and in their medical school, they have a department of anesthesiology.
Okay. So knowing where you want to go next, it's a good place for you to be. Okay. Anyone else have a dream school?
I don't have a dream school, but I do know that I want to move away from New York if it's possible.
Okay.
But I have been doing a lot of research, and I have like a few schools that I would like to go to, but I don't really have a.
So you're trying to
school.
get out of New York?
Yeah, definitely.
Why?
Just for a change. I've been here like pretty much all my life. I just want to change.
Yeah. Are you trying to go to a city or go like to a smaller, like maybe the country or the mountains?
Oh no, I
or-
definitely want to go to a city or just somewhere where a lot of things are like.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff to do and like things to explore.
All right. So obviously you're not going to find as cool a city as New York City.
Yeah.
But you do want a city where there's more things going on.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Do you have a dream school, or do you know where, like, do you want to be in New York City? Do you want to leave New York City?
I'm still thinking about it, but if I get the chance to like move out, probably I would, because I'm still continuing my research about colleges, but I do got one college is Stony Brook,
Okay.
the same thing as Mari.
Yeah. You guys must be really good friends.
Yeah.
What
are you talking about?
All right. All
We're gonna
right.
be there.
Awesome. Well, it's always nice to go to college and have a friend with you. And this is open for anyone. Anyone here have a vision of where they see themselves, that let's say 5 years from now or 10 years from now? Like, you're out of college, like, where do you want to be in your life? What do you want to be doing?
I'm pretty sure, even though like I've gotten out of college, I'm still gonna like continue my career, cause the career I kind of want to go like has many steps, and like
What's this career you speak of?
my career is dentist,
Okay.
and even like that means that even though I go to Stony Brook, I have to get my like pre-med or like applications about dentistry.
So there's more school after this initial schooling after undergrad.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So eventually a dentist, but you have more school coming up. You said you wanted to go into medicine.
I want to be an anesthesiologist. I know by 10 years, I'll probably be starting my residency. That is if I pass and then I continue without like repeating some stuff. It's a pretty lengthy course. It's like 12 to 14 or 15 years,
Whoa.
depending on what specialty you're in. I kind of want to go into labor
Okay.
anesthesiology, because I don't really think I'll be that good in surgery, because it'll probably freak me out. But
You don't
yeah.
like blood or anything like that?
I mean, I don't
That's
mind
crazy.
it. It's just that I feel like it's a really stressful job, and like
Yeah.
if you mess up, you're gonna get sued, and then you're poor. Then all those years of college like went to nothing, because you lose your certification.
Well, let's not talk about that, right? You're not going to lose your certification. You're not going to make any mistakes. But I see where you're headed. You have a very clear vision of your future. Do you know where you want to be in the future?
And well, it was 5 years, right?
Sure.
Or whatever. I also have more school to come. I really want to study some sort of psychology. I was thinking maybe like forensic psychology or just anything to do with like reading people. I think that's really, really interesting. So there's definitely more school after I graduate. That's why also like I've been focusing on like the fact that like undergrad, like going to a good school for undergrad isn't like really the biggest priority for me, just because grad school is really what really, really matters.
Oh, interesting. Well, we have one more question, and it's kind of advice. You guys are in the thick of it right now. You're writing your essays. You're starting to do college research. What advice would you give to, let's say, people barely starting the process, or like younger self? Like, let's say you had a friend or a family member who was just about to enter their junior year. What advice would you give them about this college process and the college essay process?
Well, definitely start early. And also, I just think that essays have to be like unique. I feel like has to be interesting, has to like just like be unique about something that like you experience and like maybe you interpret in other ways and stuff like that.
Okay.
I was gonna say, it takes time. Like you're not gonna get your main topic right away, but I really do think it's good to write down like specific moments or certain things that you personally enjoy or sticks out to you, because you can like use those topics later on and like help them like form your essays and stuff.
I'll also say it's more important than the essay. I think being aware of your stories and being like art is helpful for you, and then it'll also help with college. Any last advice you would give to someone younger than you?
After Mario interrupted me,
Okay.
I say that I kind of agree with Jersey. Like, your story kind of has to be unique, but kind of not, because because I've learned how sometimes college admission staff doesn't really need something unique, but it could be something like standard or like normal, but you like chose to like interpret it in a way that's like very unique.
So it's not necessarily like the story has to be like the strangest or most unique story, but the way you interpret it and the way you tell it
Yeah.
can make it that.
The way you write it.
Okay, awesome. Any last shout outs to people out in the virtual world?
No.
Don't give up.
Okay.
And don't get senioritis or junioritis.
Don't get junior right.
What's that?
On the next episode, we'll be talking about what junioritis is. You've been listening to. Let's just stop there.
You have been listening to Finessing the Essay, a Spark Campus Studio production.